Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I ain't gonna lie, man. We got a banger. As you can see, we got Not Eli, YouTube, my boy. And man, I'm not gonna lie, we got straight to it. It wasn't nothing to it but to do it. You feel what I'm saying? And so, as you can see right here, Eli getting to a good start, and
Oh, he's one of those.
as you can see, he just double swept me, man. That
He
was
just double
me.
swept me to the bottom.
Yeah, that was me reacting as it happened live, bro. So I was like, okay, that's what he's doing. I'm not the type of player to do exploits unprovoked. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not the type of player to do exploits unprovoked because I like playing the game the way it was intended to be played. If an exploit is in the game, it's called an exploit for a reason because it's not.
What's good, YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. Christian here again with another video, and this time we got a set with Ambassador Plays versus Eli, and they got into it the other day and it was a good enough set, but I'm more interested in a topic that was brought up during the video about exploits. Okay, so Eli ended up doing a double sweep into sparking, and AP accused Eli of using exploits to win. Now, I disagreed with AP on his stance because the devs, in my opinion, implemented that change to get rid of sweep resets. You'll see right here in the comments we got into a conversation about it. So I said, hey, good set, bro. The only thing I'm gonna have to disagree with you is calling double sweep into hard knock an exploit because the devs wanted that mechanic in there. Is it cheese? Yeah. Is it an exploit? Not really. Okay, so glitching, revenge counter, and sweep resets are both true exploits in the game, and all the Z ranks use them, so you can't be throwing stones if we're gonna keep it 100. So then Ambassador Plays responded to me. He said, hey, I appreciate your perspective, bro, but how can you be sure that the devs intended double sweep hard knock to be in the game? And my reasoning is, if it was a bug and unintentional, then it would only work with maybe one of the rush chains, but it works for all of them. Basically, you could double gut punch into a hard knock, or you could double rolling hammer into a hard knock. So it seems intentional by the devs. So really, we can't call that an exploit, and we can't be accusing Eli of trying to exploit the game because he used a hard knock. Okay, and if we gonna keep it 100, all the Z ranks do sweep resets, and they all try to glitch their revenge counter, and those are definitely two exploits that were oversights by the devs, and all of us use them, so we can't really be accusing each other of exploiting if we're gonna use exploits ourselves, right? So real exploits in the game are unintentional, basically abusing bugs or dev oversight to get an advantage. So for example, sweep resets are an exploit because the devs were trying to get rid of them, but they didn't quite get there with their values, so you could still sweep reset, and so is canceling hit stun after a revenge counter hit. Okay, both of those are exploits, and I know for a fact the AP uses both of them constantly, and so do I for that matter. So this is not me hating on AP for using exploits, because believe it or not, I'm not totally against exploits. Remember guys, I'm slightly older than a lot of you, so I come from an era where games used to come out and you couldn't patch the bugs and exploits out the game. They kind of just became mechanics in the game. For example, Halo 2 was one of my favorite shooters of all time, and it had an exploit where you could basically just double shot or quad shot with a BXR command. Or even Smash Melee, one of my favorite games of all time, it had an exploit that you could cancel the end lag of a fall by just pressing L at the right time, and then people just took it further and started wave dashing, and those mechanics basically became tech in the game. So basically, exploits that end up helping the game, usually people start calling it tech, but if we're gonna keep it real, it's just oversights by the devs, and then we just abuse them to gain an advantage in a match. But it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be bad. Now, AP brought up a good point in the comments. He basically said, well, hard knocks are just not fun to play against. You know, it's not really fair to play against, okay? And in my opinion, they're not. So I agree with him there, but neither are sweep resets, okay? Being able to reset damage with basically minimal risk is also not fun or fair to play against. So in my opinion, both of those need to go, regardless if you want to call them exploits or not. Just because something is an exploit doesn't mean it shouldn't be in the game. It has to do with, is it fun and fair to play against? If it increases the skill gap and it's actually fun to use and play against, then we start calling it tech, and it doesn't need to be out of the game, right? But I guess my overall point is that there's like a lot of bias in the community about what constitutes fair play or not. Like I mentioned before on this channel, people will call you out for cheese for using sparking once in a match. Maybe you'll get like 20k damage out of that, or maybe even 30, but they will evade like 30k, 40k damage plus with 4 to 5 explosive waves, or they'll abuse sweep resets and do like 20k, 30k damage that way, abusing exploits. So at the end of the day, we're all abusing the mechanics in some way or another, because that's what creates a skill gap, right? Regardless if it's an exploit, a bug, or an intended mechanic, players will find a way to use those mechanics to their advantage to win. That's just what happens in a fighting game, especially because fighting games are one-on-one matches. They're very competitive, and regardless if this is a party game or a casual game or whatever you want to call it, similar to Smash Melee or Brawl, or any of the Smash games, those games are party games also. And you see there's a thriving tournament community, because at the end of the day, when you put two players against each other, it's gonna become competitive, and everyone's gonna use all of the mechanics available to try to win. It is what it is. Now, if you're playing on quick play, then that's different. In quick play, I tend to hold back certain things because I want to keep the culture of quick play casual, because we need an avenue to play casual. If this game becomes way too sweaty in quick play, in my opinion, it will die faster than it's already dying. Okay, so quick play needs to be protected that way. But remember guys, you're fighting in ranked right now. Can't be accusing Eli of exploiting intended mechanic in the game when you yourself also use a lot of the mechanics in the game to gain an advantage, and some of them are bugs in my opinion. Okay, but again, this is not hate towards AP. This is just a difference of opinion, and maybe you can respond in the comments what you think about what I said in this video. Again, I support you, support his channel. Go check out the actual match on his channel and sub to him, because he's one of the best players on the game right now. And also sub to my channel, because I'm going to be coming with more analysis videos, and I'll catch you on those. Peace out.
Couldn't let that happen, boy. Hey, GG Eli, what? Hey, GG Eli, what? You know what I'm saying?